Happy Monday, everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. They're coming for Candace Owens. And who am I referring to who's coming for Candace Owens? The French President Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte Macron are suing Candace Owens because Candace Owens is saying that Brigitte Macron was born as a man. Yes. And we all know, because it's been spread, this whole, I wouldn't say conspiracy theory, this facts that, Brigitte Macron was born as a man and he transitioned as a woman, and also he was a pedophile and had some type of secret love with his husband now, Emmanuel Macron, at the age of 14. And to me, that's pedophile. To me, that's just rape. You having, grooming a 14-year-old. And Candace has all the receipts in the world. And they're coming after her, but you know what? She doesn't care because she has all the proof to let everyone know, the whole world know, that Brigitte Macron was born as a man. And we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about it. So welcome back, everyone, to That Said. Okay, you guys, so let me give you the backstory of this whole craziness in regards to Brigitte Macron and that, what Candace was been talking about this whole time. Now, if anyone don't know, like I said, Candace Owens came across this story back when she was on the Daily Wire. And she, was talking about this president's wife, Emmanuel Macron, and his wife, Brigitte Macron, was born as a man and transitioned as a woman. Now we all can saying to ourselves, okay, that's not a big deal. A lot of people transition, you know, from female to male or male to female, not a big deal. But then when Candace Owens did a deep dive and did more further research about this, she came across there's some type of darkness in that family, okay, in the French quarters or whatever, that Brigitte Macron, when he was actually Jean, I can't pronounce the last name, Macron, hopefully I'm saying it right, or if I've said it wrong, forgive me, that he groomed Emmanuel Macron when he was just 14 and he was 39, I believe, 39 or 40 years old, and basically had this attraction towards a 14-year-old. And then we're all saying, well, this man was a 39-year-old and he was trying to pursue a 14-year-old. To me, that is wrong. You having some type of sexual relation with a minor and trying to groom a minor, which that is criminal and which that is wrong. And that's just basically a pedophile. You know what I mean? You're just basically a pervert thinking that that you found a 14-year-old attractive. So when Candace Owens was doing more investigation about this, she saw something there. She saw something dark, something sinister, and she wanted to go even further and deep dive into this whole situation, this whole family, which she did. And then, then she came, after she no longer was on the Daily Wire, she had her own show independently. Then she did a series of Becoming Brigitte. Now, I advise you guys to watch the series. I watched it. I took notes. I even did my own investigation as well. And wow, some of the stuff just blew me away. You definitely have to read the book too, Becoming Brigitte. You can definitely get it on Amazon. And when I read the book by Xavier Persard, and he even he even went. That's what I want to say. He even went to Candace Owens' show and talked about it and how he came across a lot of things about Brigitte Macron and her background, how things didn't seem right. No photographs of her. No photographs of her being married. No photograph of her having her 3 children. No photograph of her in school. So Xavier Persard thought that was weird. You know what I mean? Like there's anything about her at all. Just the bare minimum. So he did his research and been researching this for a very long time, and that's how Candace Owens came across this. It's not like and she even said it too. It's not like she just said, "Oh, I'm just going to talk about a French president and just make this ridiculous accusation about this man was a woman and was born as a man but transitioned as a woman. No, she saw something, like I said, something dark and sinister, that this pervert was grooming a 14-year-old, may possibly be his son. All this incest going on in that whole family. And she thought it was very disturbing and disgusting, especially, you have a president, Emmanuel, who's leading the French country, leading his people, and basically you not misguiding them, you misinforming them. You know what I mean? There's sick perversion, pedophile going on here. And what Candace Owens doing, she was just trying to discover the truth and let the whole people know what's been going on. And this is just not the whole. I'm not saying the whole story, but that's just legit of it when I'm explaining to you guys. And then when Candace Owens said that she would risk her entire career, that Brigitte Macron is a man and not a woman. Listen, nobody in their right state of mind will say that unless you absolutely 100,000% sure what you're saying. Because I don't think anyone will say that unless you're not absolutely sure. And I don't think that Candace will say that if she's not 100% sure. You know what I mean? You may agree with her, you may not agree with her, but she's not the type of woman to lie. She's not the type of woman to say things just to get clickbaits or more viewers and stuff like that. Now, people may disagree with me because people are saying that Candace Owens is unhinged. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, why people even care about this? No one doesn't care about if Brigitte Macron is a man. Well, it seems like a lot of people do because people are talking about it worldwide, all over. Okay, this is just everywhere, you guys. Okay, it is blowing up. Okay, blowing up. So yes, people do care because people want to know the truth, that there is something sinister been going on in that family. Okay, perversion, pedophile, all that disgusting things. Okay, and then we all need to know the truth, especially the French people. They need to know the truth. They probably even knew about it, but they couldn't say anything because they were so afraid that if they even say anything, report it, or talk about it on their social media, they'd be arrested. Just like those two journalists, Natasha Ray, and then the other woman that who was arrested, but then they got cleared by the courts in France. Okay, so that makes me to believe that they're hiding something. Okay, now Candace Owens, she's not the woman to mess with. Okay, she is not the one. Okay, she's very confident, very bold, and when she says something, she sticks to it. And everything that she's been saying about Brigitte Macron, and I fact checked everything, I did my research too. Clearly, they have something to hide. Because if someone's saying to you, or anyone, if someone say to me, Cheryl, you're a man, and I'm telling you, are you crazy? I'm a woman. No, you are a man, and everyone says that you're a man. You best believe I'm going to provide every shred of evidence to debunk this and tell you I was born as a woman and I'm going to die as a woman. Okay? I will show them proof. I'll show them every baby picture, every high school picture, elementary, everything to the sun to shut this rumor down. Now, a lot of people go say, well, Emmanuel Macron, Brigitte Macron don't own Candace Owens anything. You're right. They don't owe her anything. They don't owe her any explanation or show any proof that she was born as a woman, but then keep your mouth shut. Why sue her? Why sue the journalists? Why put them through all that stuff if you know it's ridiculous? You get what I'm saying? A lot of people talk shit about people behind their backs or spread rumors and stuff like that. If you know that it's absolutely not true and it's absurd and it's ridiculous, why even go through all that? That's what I'm saying. Like, why would Brigitte Macron go through all that, suing an American journalist, podcaster, influencer in the United States? They're in France. And then you're going to sue her, serve her blindly? This is just a PR stunt move, okay? Candace Owens didn't even know about it until the whole world knew that she was being sued by Brigitte Macron, okay? This is just a PR strategy just to defame Candace Owens, to try to bankrupt her because, they have a lot of money. They have more money than her. They're trying to, shame her, embarrass her. But my thing is, they picked the wrong woman, okay? They picked the wrong woman to mess with. Like, all she just asks you is for her and her team to interview you, answer 20 questions, you refuse. They said they will go over there, you turn them down. They did everything right to the sun, and you still deny them, okay? And then now you have the balls and the audacity to sue Candace Owens. Bring it on. She is ready. She is not afraid because she has the receipts to back it up. Okay, back it up. And I just want to show you this article right here. It says breaking news. French President Emmanuel Macron sues Candace Owens for saying Macron's partner is a man. Okay, a man. Listen, I believe that that's a man. I believe that this man transitioned to be a woman. And if that's the case, and if you were born as a woman and you gave birth to 3 of your children, why not produce pictures? Why not produce anything to tell Candace Owens, shut the F up, this is me as a woman? But no, you have not provided that at all. All you're doing is just trying to sue her for defamation. And at the end of the day, this is how stupid Macron's legal team and PR are dumb. Candace Owens don't have to go to court. She doesn't have to appear. She doesn't have to provide anything, okay? They suing her for defamation. So basically, in a nutshell, Brigitte Macron has to prove to the courts that she's a woman. She has to prove to everyone in the whole world that she was born as a woman, not the other way around. Candace Owens doesn't even have to go to court. She doesn't have to appear to court. She doesn't have to do anything, okay? This is like easy, quick money for Candace Owens. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what are they thinking, the Brigitte Macron? What are they thinking? They're so stupid. All they had to do was just keep their mouth shut and not say anything. And just say, I'm not going to pay attention to this American. I'm just not going to do anything. It's like, whatever. I don't owe her any explanation. But no, you just kept fighting so hard to embarrass this woman and to shame her or defame her and have her followers question her and to turn their back on her. That's not happening, okay? Clearly, it's not happening. You failed on that part, Brigitte Macron, okay? Because this is the thing that people don't understand. When you have a woman of God and a child of God, there's nothing that you can do or say, try to destroy that person. Point blank, period. You may not like Candace Owens. You may not agree everything that she says, but she is a child of God. And when you try to do something to a child of God, God is coming for you, okay? You're going to feel God's wrath, okay? That's what I'm going to say. You're going to feel God's wrath, okay? Because Candace Owens is not the woman to lie. What is her motive? What is her reason to lie? And a lot of people will say, to get more clickbaits, to get more likes, to get more viewers. She already got a lot of followers, okay? She don't need to do all that. For what? What to gain what? You know what I mean? What is her purpose of lying? You know what I mean? She's exposing the pedophile. She's exposing the disgusting, corrupting thing that's happening in France, okay? And she's making a lot of people open their eyes to see what is going on here, okay? No one doesn't give a damn if he transitioned as a woman. No one doesn't care about that. The whole fact of the matter is that he was seducing a 14-year-old boy, Emmanuel Macron, grooming him, okay? 39 and 14. That is wrong. Whether if it was a woman doing that to a man, okay? I mean, a man doing it to a woman, excuse me. That is wrong. That is disgusting. Like, how can you find a 14-year-old boy or girl attractive? They're not fully developed yet. It's just mind-boggling. That's how sick perverts are, because they don't think about that. They just think about what they want and what they need and try to groom that person, okay? It's just utterly disgusting and sick and demented. And that's what Candace Owens was trying to say and do to expose all that, okay? Because that's what was happening here, okay? Now, Brigitte Macron, she's going to lose, okay, in this. And I'm all for it. I wish I could just go over there and then have my popcorn and just watch the whole show, okay? Candace Owens not afraid. She's not scared. She's not going to apologize for anything because she did not do anything wrong. So get ready, Brigitte Macron. Buckle up, Buttercup, because things are going to be exposed. Things are going to come out because of your doing, because you just didn't want to produce any pictures or anything to let people know that you were born as a woman. And you're stupid enough, dumb, your PR, your lawyers, dumb to sue Candace Owens when you know that you have to produce some type of proof. Excuse me, look at that, I'm just spinning. Hot damn, I am so sorry. All excited that you have to provide proof that you was born as a woman. Okay, born as a woman. I got to sip a drink because I was so dry. Born as a woman. And my thing is, When things are hidden in the dark, God is going to bring it to the light because He is the way, the life, and the truth. Okay? That's what Candace Owens doesn't care. Meaning that she has nothing to hide because she has receipts. Her lawyer, whoever's giving her all this information, they're saying that you're good. You're good. And she is good. That's why she's not worried. She said, bring it on. Bring it on. To me, when you're confident like that, when you're so sure, because the truth always wins, okay? Truth always wins that, you know what? Do what you want. I'm all for it. I will see you in court. And that's what Candace Owens said. I will see you in court because I have nothing to hide. When you continue to lie, consistency, and lie after lies after lies, you don't even believe the first lie that you said. Now you got to remember that lie. You got to remember the second lie, the third lie, the fourth lie. Okay? But when you tell the truth constantly, truth always wins, you guys. It always wins. And Candace Owens been consistent and persistent about it. And a lot of people say, well, no one doesn't care about Brigitte Macron if she has a penis or not, stuff like that. It's not even about that. It is about that, but it's about that there's pedophile been going on for decades in that family. Okay? That's the issue. Okay? Not the whole point that he transitioned as a woman. If he just came out and listen, I transitioned back in the 70s or whatever, okay, fine. And if he didn't groom Emmanuel Macron, that would have been fine. If he didn't deal with the 14-year-old, that would have been fine. But the whole matter is that he was 39, Emmanuel was 14. He groomed him. He pursued this 14-year-old, and then they got married. It's disgusting. It's just all wrong in so many levels, you guys. So many levels. So I'm all for this. I already knew from the get-go after doing my research, after watching the series of Becoming Brigitte and reading the book, that 100% that Brigitte Macron is a man. Okay? It's a man. And I'm going to let you listen to Candace Owens and her own words, what she has to say. And I just love when she said this because it's so true. It doesn't matter how many sex operations that you get or you transition, you're going to be that same sex no matter what, okay? Chromosomes don't lie, period. You're born as a man, you're going to die as a man, as Candace Owens said in her podcast video. So take a listen to what she has to say.
You were born a man and you will die a man.
That's it.
That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. Figure it out real quick, however you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it. Right? That is what discovery is for. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away, and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to discovery.
Me too.
I think that we owe that to the world.
Yes.
Anyways, you guys, we are revolting against this. We're revolting against the perverts that run the world. And I want to be very clear here. I count you among them. I think you're sick. I think you're disgusting. And I am fully prepared to take on this battle on behalf of the entire world. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. On behalf of the entire world, I will see you in court.
Damn, that's it. She will see you in court. Now tell me this. That's not confidence. That's not that she is 100% sure what she's saying. Tell me this. If Candace Owens was lying, she wouldn't be doing all this. She wouldn't be saying, I will see you in court. She wouldn't be saying all this, okay? That's how confident Candace Owens is in her team, that she has receipts, okay? Let me tell you something. When people lie and not tell the truth, they do things to derail for the truth to come out. Look at this lawsuit, that lawsuit that Brigitte Macron is doing against Candace Owens. That's not necessary. She could have just kept her mouth shut and just said whatever. I don't owe Candace Owens anything. But no, she just wants to embarrass Candace Owens and trying to defame her and trying to bankrupt her and embarrass her when they're all going to be embarrassed. Everything is going to be exposed. And just like Candace Owens said, I will see you in court. Sure enough, she's going to be in court. And again, Candace Owens don't owe Brigitte Macron anything. She has to prove provide proof, because she's the one who's suing her for defamation. Oh, she's telling the world and everyone is listening to her that I was born as a man when no, I was born as a woman. If that's the case, produce pictures, produce something in that factor. You know what I mean? But you refuse to do that. To me, when someone refuses to do that, and it's something so simple and easy, you're lying. You're covering up something. You're covering something up so sinister that you don't want the people in France to know about what you've been doing for this past decade. You don't want people to know. You don't want people to know. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I cannot wait. I'm very, very looking forward to this court hearing and proceedings. I don't know when that day is going to start, but I'm all for it. I'm going to definitely follow up on that. And like I said, I love Candace Owens. She is not the woman to mess with, because when you come for her, she's going to come for you 10 times harder. And she's a woman of God, okay? God is with her and her family and protecting her, and she's doing good works, and she's exposing all the corruption, all the pedophiles, all the disgusting thing that's happening in the world. And she is not worried. The woman is sleeping like a baby and taking care of her 4 children and her husband and her household. The woman's not worried, okay? When you are with God, nothing can stand against that. Period. Nothing. Okay? When you are telling the truth and the truth is always on your side, nothing can stand against that. Okay? You can do whatever you want. You can try to sue, you can try to defame someone, you can say whatever you want. But God has his hands all over Candace Owens, all over his her team and her family and everyone. Okay? So bring it on. That's what Candace Owens would say. Bring it on. Because you know what? God got this. He does. He's in full control of everything. And I guarantee you remember this, what I said. God is going to expose everything. Like I said, he is the way, the life, and the truth. You can hide things so much, but God will always, always bring it to the light. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.